Everybody wants fast growth, right? How can I get to 100 clients in 1 month? If I just try enough tricks, if I get enough loans, if I build up enough debt, I could hit 100 clients in my first month. The truth is, this business takes grit. You need a strong why to keep going when it feels like nothing is working. Today, I'm gonna tell you exactly how long it took me and why patience is the real secret. For those that are new to the channel, my name is Justin. I own this company here, Department of Duty, in the DFW area. Started out with a Honda Fit, my mom's tools. We're now a 7-figure business 7 years later, servicing over 1,100 clients in the DFW area and growing, except for June and July. But we're growing now. We don't want to talk about June and July. But my growth was not fast. I did not hit 100 clients even in my first year. Right? It took me 3 years to get 100 clients. 4 years after that, we're at 1,100. It just takes time. So why does grit matter? We're just scooping poop, right? How much grit do you need to scoop poop? The truth is, this industry weeds people out quickly. If you don't have grit, you won't last. Clients cancel. Growth feels slow, super slow some months, and there are weeks where it feels everything that you're doing is pointless. Your why is what keeps you scooping when motivation fades. We went years where I was working 2 jobs plus scooping, right? We went another year or 2 where I had 1 job plus scooping. I was working for almost 4 years while doing this. We didn't take vacations. We didn't do fun things. We didn't have weekends, right? But I kept thinking, and I don't know how old your kids are, but for me, they were young, and I kept thinking, I have to do this while they're young. I spend as much time with them at the house when I can and playing on the floor with them, but we don't have money to go places. We can't do things. We're trying to save up, trying to pay off debt, trying to build a company so I can quit this dang job that I have. You know, I just want to scoop full time and not have anything else to go do. And then I want to hire people and have them go do it for me, right? When I had my first hire, I was scooping a lot along with them. I had 3 employees on payroll and I was still scooping yards. Like I said, after a year of scooping, I had around 30 clients and I was doing everything. Facebook posts, door hangers, I was leaving cards at veterinarian clinics. It felt like nothing worked. But the biggest thing is that I didn't quit. I kept showing up day after day. I sound like I'm beating a dead horse saying all these same things, but it's as much as I can tell you. This is what got me here, right? There were times that I wanted to quit, right? There were times where my routes got so big and so busy and I was on my own that if I woke up sick, I wasn't gonna finish. I knew I had to leave my house at a certain time, no matter what, or I wasn't gonna finish my route. I woke up mornings where I would literally go into the bathroom. I couldn't even turn on the light yet because I was too worn out, too tired. I still felt sore from the day before doing a bunch of freaking initials for free, that I would sit on the side of the bathtub in the dark like this. My elbows on my knees, my hands under my face, my eyes closed, and just be thinking, God, when is it going to end? When am I not going to have to wake up and go scoop 40 yards? There were times that I wanted to quit that I thought I could quit right now and go back to my old job and nothing's gonna matter, right? What can clients do? They're gonna be upset. They're gonna find somebody else. They're gonna forget my name in 2 months. There were times where the devil would creep in and say stuff like that to me. That you could go, there were days where I would go into Walmart when I was done doing a route to get a couple groceries that we needed, and I envied the guy stocking shelves. I thought, man, you come into work, you clock in, do whatever your manager wants you to do, and no matter what, if you're working 6 hours that day or you're working 8 hours that day, you know how many hours you're working. When 3 o'clock comes, you punch out, you go home, you take your shirt off in your car, you don't have to think about Walmart again until your next shift. Nobody's calling you at 9 o'clock at night to say, why didn't you put this can where it was supposed to go? Why did you miss this spot when you were mopping up the floor? You didn't hear about it till the next day when you got to work. And those were times when I wanted to quit, that I would get back to my car, sit in the parking lot and think, what am I doing? Why am I working so hard to just have clients cancel service? You know, there were times where we signed our kids up for karate, you know, $50 a month, and a client would cancel and say they're trying to save money. And then I would say, not to the client, but in my head, I'd say, well, I guess since you got to save a little bit of money, I'm going to have to cancel my kids' karate. Because what you paid for a month of scooping is what pays for my kids' karate. And so, yeah, those were hard times, man. It takes grit. I did not get here easily. I didn't get here by dropping a ton of money into this. I seriously got here scooping yards. That's how I did it. I scooped freaking poop every day, 12 hours during the summer. There was a summer where I lost 30 pounds because the AC went out in my Honda Fit, and I might have had the money to get it fixed, but I didn't have the time to get it fixed. I was scooping 6 days a week, and on Sundays, the mechanics weren't open. I couldn't get the AC fixed as much as I wanted to. I had to go all summer without an AC. I didn't eat because it was too hot to eat. I just drank water all day. I wasn't even having to use the restroom because I was just sweating it all out. That's grit. That is what is harder than scooping poop. Like I've said many times before, it took me 3 years to hit 100 clients. That's the reality most people don't want to hear, but hitting that milestone was proof that patience and consistency works. And from there, growth snowballed. You know, you would think, if I got 100 clients in 3 years, well then in 6 years, I'm only gonna have 200 clients. No, it snowballs, man. I had 100 clients after 3 years. I got over 1,100 4 years later. It's been 7, it's only been 4 years since that day I hit my first 100. I was at my part-time job when I signed up my 100th client. But the thing is, I'll tell you is, when I had that 100 clients, 3 years in, that's where the things that we're teaching you now come into play. That 100 client, I mean, I posted on Facebook this little, I found it on Google, it was like a celebration around the number 100, right? And I was like, this is it. Now, I can find somebody to build me a website. I found a company that charged me, I think it was $250 a month. I had to sign a 2-year contract, and they would build me a website without any upfront money. I used them. I started figuring out how to do Google Ads. I called one of the competitors in my area, asked him to give me some pointers. He gave me some pointers, and I didn't know what I was doing. There's times where I had $100 for the month. I got one click that was $80 click because I did it wrong. And I said, I can't advertise for the rest of the month. I'm done advertising. So the things that you learn now from these videos, the things that you learn from the Poop Scoop Millionaire group over on school are the things that I learned after that 3 years, right? When I started doing Google Ads, when I started figuring out that a boost post on Facebook was not the same thing as a Facebook ad. I didn't know that until after 3 years. So you guys are learning this crap right now. You should be 4,000 clients in 7 years. It's just, you might be at 200 clients after 4 years, but then you might be at 4,000 in 7. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going to happen if you just stick with it and do the things and do them right? Don't try to be an 1,100 client company when you have 0 clients. Just show up every day. So if you're frustrated with slow growth and you're wanting to give up, just know that I was there. I've been there. You're watching me on YouTube now. I didn't know I was going to be doing this. I didn't do what I was doing now to be doing this. This just happened. I couldn't have told my family 7 years ago that in the middle of the day, during the week, I'd be in an office of a house that I bought with my scoop money, doing videos for other scoopers. Had no idea. I'm only here because I stuck with it. So, yes, this is a slow, steady industry, unless you have a ton of money to drop into it. Other than that, you're normal, you're doing everything right, You just have to stay in it and don't give up. That's grit. Grit is what separates those who quit at 30 clients from those who scale to thousands. That's all it is. There's your secret sauce. I just added another word to my vocabulary. I like patience and consistency. Now my so equals grit. You know, patience over consistency equals grit. I don't know, it's a dumb shirt, but I might get it made. Because if someone says that's a dumb shirt, I'll say, well, that's how I made $1 million scooping poop. That's not a dumb shirt anymore, is it? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little goofy now. I've been making videos, so forgive me. So yes, like I said, that's the truth. Secret sauce. Growth comes from grit, patience, and consistency. That's it. If this video helped you at all, if you got any motivation from it, if you learned anything in any of the long words that I said, please let me know. Like my video. It helps me. It helps them keep me around. Helps them loving me. Me can make more videos. I'm hoping my videos get better over time because like I said, the more I do it, the more I show up, the better it gets and it snowballs. Same here. Same with everything that I do in life. So be sure to subscribe. Be on the lookout for more videos. Catch me over on school. Send me a message. I'll answer you as much as I possibly can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.